Hey guys, this is my first day in this meeting, and so could you please brief me like how you guys go in this meeting?
Sure. Hi, Sam. I'm glad you found us. So we have this study group every weeknight right now, and we just go over practice questions together. So this is the app that we use, and we all throw our answers in the chat or raise our hand if we have a comment on it. And then as soon as there's a majority, we'll select the answer, and then we can have a little discussion about why that was correct or wrong or whatever comes up out of it. That's the general workflow for the meetings, though.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you going to be taking the exam soon?
Not very soon because I'm new to the cybersecurity field, so I have to do a lot of study first. Many of the topics very new for me, and I'm sure like when I try this kind of question, 99% I fail them. Yeah, so I have to study first.
Sure, welcome. Nice to have you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, so what is the best method to sanitize a solid-state drive? A, degaussing. B, cryptography erasure. C, physical destruction. D, overriding with random data. Does anyone want to share their thoughts about the question? Anything that you see? So I believe we are in the right track here. Physical destruction is the best method to sanitize a solid-state drive. If physical destruction was in here, I believe the next one will be degaussing. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but for this question, yes, physical destruction is the most reliable method to sanitize SSD drives. Oh, I was wrong. So SSD cannot be degaussed since they don't use magnetic storage. So cryptographic erasure can also be effective. Cryptographic erasure is basically you encrypt the drive and you destroy the key. Any thoughts? Go ahead, Claudia.
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to be back. You had said that you thought degaussing would be, if physical destruction wasn't there, degaussing would be there. But degaussing really only works with drives that are spinning. So a solid-state drive would not be one that would be spinning. So think of your flash drive. So in that case would be the cryptographic erasure. Think of the keys type of thing. So that's why it wouldn't be there. But I'm trying to get myself back in this shape with these questions. So be gentle with me, guys.
Thank you, Claudia, for that. All right, let's move to the second one.
I need total brutality on the difficulty of the questions, Claudia. Don't hold back.
Can everybody read that?
Try one more. Might still fit.
I think the answers are a bit small.
We'll try that and maybe a little bit of this.
Sorry, the formatting is a little off still for the larger questions.
So it looks like 7 out of 9 agree that D is the answer. So I'm going to go with that. Let's see what the explanation is.
Hey, Victor, try increasing your browser size, like Command or Control++. I will fix this before next group. I apologize, but it's a little small right now.
I can also try to do a zoom in, but that didn't work too well.
Okay.
So the answer here, I don't know, Vincent, I see it. C is the right answer. I'm colorblind, by the way, so
okay.
This is kind of green.
It's just explaining the incorrect answers.
Okay. For me, the first time that I saw it, I thought they were both correct. Like I said, I'm colorblind, so maybe something to keep in mind for guys like me.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I have to.
Strong colors, maybe. I am colorblind with orange, a light pink. So those are some of the things that I have trouble like.
There's libraries out there like the appropriate color codes to make stuff. I'll make sure I look into that.
Sure. So C is the right answer here. Right now, the largest I can have it is my zoom is at 100% and the text size is 120. I can bring this down, see what we get. I think the big problem is trying to get the question and the answers in one page. That's the only trouble that I see so far.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna move to the next one. Anybody has any comments on this? Everybody agrees with the answer for proxy firewalls and reverse proxy.
I did have my hand raised, but
Sure. Go ahead.
the thing is, I would look at that and say, why? Why would you use a proxy versus like I know the next generation firewall would not work because it can disrupt services, and a full packet state server would disrupt services because they can't avoid services. Why would you use a proxy firewall, a verse proxy? I guess that's the question I have.
It's a good question.
Yeah, because only thing I can think of a reverse proxy is that you can point the services to a reverse proxy and kind of isolate that traffic versus disrupting the line of communication. But I don't see anywhere exactly why.
So some of the explanation, I'm looking real quick. A reverse proxy operates at layer 7, so you can inspect the traffic. Yeah, I don't know if I could defend that myself.
Okay, I'll find out. It's good to go.
Let us know, Big Red.
I will definitely.
Oh, it looks like he kicked me out. Oh no, it's right there. Let me just minimize. Okay. How's that? So question number 3. So it looks like most of us went with B. APT stands for Advanced Persistent Threat. Let's see what the answer is, if it's correct. Okay. So reconstructing the sequence of events to understand the intrusion. Let's go to the next one. Any comments, guys? Okay, so Rebecca has D. I'm gonna put that here. Got 2 Ds. I'm gonna go with D2. What issue is common to spare sectors and bad sectors on hard drives, as well as over-provisioned space on modern SSDs? Looks like we got a few of us. Okay, so D, I'm gonna go with D, and D is correct. Let me zoom in here a little bit. I'm gonna move to the next one. Go ahead, Big Red.
Yeah, I found the answer. I'm gonna post it here. The difference between a proxy and the stateful inspection is a proxy works at the application layer, whereas the stateful inspection works at the layer 3 and 4. So I put it in there so anyone, that's a good one to know, that the proxy works at application layer. So if you're familiar with a WAF, it works similar to a WAF.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is helpful. Thank you.
Just brought the question so we can refresh our senses. I'm gonna go ahead, Rebecca.
Oh, just wanted to say that for that last question about the firewall that will be less resource intensive, being proxy is as stated. Now, I'm not sure of but what a proxy does is think man in the middle. So if think like a big wig who has a secretary or a personal assistant, and everything goes through this personal assistant. So a proxy serves like that, where if it's harm that's coming, the proxy checks it out first. And so the application or whatever is supposed to be relating with the incoming traffic only gets the validated, verified, non-harmful effect after it's been checked. So that's the way that I understand that.
Thank you, Rebecca. Great. Let's move to the next one. Any more comments, guys? So I'm trying to find a way to move forward, but I guess I have to select the answers again and go to the next question. So I'm gonna go and do some of that. Just maybe being something nice to have, Vincent, probably like forward buttons.
Yeah, the has to persist through the back and forth and forward buttons. Perfect. I'll add that.
All right. So next question.
Go ahead, Rebecca.
Sorry, I didn't realize my hand was still up.
All right. Looks like 7 out of 10 have gone with D. I'm gonna select that. D is correct. Let's move to the next one. Any comments? Go ahead, Rebecca.
I just wanted to add proprietary. Another name for it is confidential. I think we've discussed something similar in one of these meets. So think of it this way: in government is the topmost for private organizations. That's the way that I remember them. So confidential label in government is the same as, which is the bottom, the least in government is the highest in private enterprise, and another name for it is proprietary.
Great, thank you. Let's move here. It looks like everyone is going for D. Let's see what the explanation is correct. All right, next question.
I think we get a lot of repeats when a new person leads each week because they haven't been seen in your specific database. I'm just saying that out loud so the transcript picks it up and I remember to fix it, but I do see that.
It's a little troublesome for me because they're asking for both, so I just got up to that. Which one will come first? Will you do forensics or will you try to contain the incident? You can contain the incident by maybe separating the network, segmenting the host, and then doing a snapshot if it is a VM of the system. Any thoughts, anyone?
Yeah, I selected A because I looked at it where they already detected it, detect the malicious traffic. So to avoid any more exfiltration of data, best thing would be to disconnect. That's what I'm looking at.
Thank you, Big Red. Go ahead, Annette. You muted.
I'm sorry, I raised my hand by accident. I'm sorry about that.
Perfect. You can go ahead.
So the way that I'm looking at this, I feel like it's one and the same. So initiating the IR or prioritizing, the very next step to take would, okay, so looking at this, I want to go with the ones that aren't selected first. So B, the NIDS is detection. We don't care about detection because this is an incident that's in progress and we already have seen it. It's already happening. So what's the intrusion detection going to tell us that we don't already know? Shutting down would be too adverse because CIA, we're supposed to keep the lights on for profit. And so we're left with A and C, which weren't selected. I didn't go with C, the memory dump, because when an incident happens, again, my opinion, you're trying to stop the bleeding. And so if there had been intrusion prevention, I'd have gone with that. But right here, excuse my drama son, 1 second, please. So went with A because segmentation, isolation is the only, as Claude usually says, this is our universe, the options offered. And that's the only thing that I can see here. There is no DLP, there is no IPS, so I selected A. That's the only thing that I think can stem the leak.
That was good. I agree with that. I believe that it's important to stop the bleeding, especially data exfiltration. Data is one of our most valuable assets. So let's see what we have. So the majority went with A. Let's see what the answer is. And look at that.
Let's learn. I usually laugh at this when I give long explanation and it turns out weird. How is taking a memory dump helpful in this?
Volatile means that the data that you are going to prepare, if you alter or change anything, and for court purposes, you would like to obtain that information first before doing anything.
Oh, as you say it now, it makes sense. Okay.
And you
It
have the
makes
data
sense.
that's going to alter or change or disappear, and in the court of law, if the data is altered, it's not going to be what is the word I'm looking for? Credible data, because the data is altered. You want to grab that first, then stop the bleeding.
It's not going to be admissible in court.
Yeah, so in this case, this is more of a forensic investigation, not an IR.
But look at the court.
If it was an IR, Yeah, so I'm saying that there's a mix up in the phrasing of the or framing of the question. If
Can we
it's
go back to the reason why at the bottom?
yeah, I see the volatility aspect of it in an investigation where you're trying to do e-discovery, where you're presenting stuff to a court making sense. But for unless I'm overthinking this and bringing real world incident management into this, if it's real world incident management, you're trying to stem the bleeding, as I was talking about. And if I do segmentation, does it necessarily affect the memory? I'm separating the appliance, the endpoint, I'm separating the network. How does it affect the memory? If somebody who is more versed in networking can explain that, I'd appreciate it.
What's the question again?
If I'm isolating the suspected internal endpoint, how would it affect the volatile memory? So I'm trying to say here, so if this is not strictly investigation where you're not supposed to tamper with the evidence, if this is a combination of incident management, incident response, and forensic, if we say there's no issue with the combination of these two factors in the question, how does separating the endpoint from the main network, how does that affect being able to still do a memory analysis? So in essence, I'm saying let's stem the bleeding, everything else can happen later.
The house is already on fire though. Data's already being
Yeah.
infiltrated. So it's like at this point, yeah, segmentation matters, but is it gonna make that much of a difference? Segmenting right away versus let me get the most important data, which is memory dumps are gonna show me what are they pulling, how much are they pulling immediately first. And then
Think of it this way: there's a tap, or you have a leak. Water is gushing. Would it matter if you take time to do investigation? Would you have more leak if you're doing investigation versus stopping the leak? Even
Claudia has
A chance. I know she has her hand up. Anything you want to throw in, Claudia?
Yes, if we could go back to the question, that's why I answered C for this one, because it seemed as though they found, so an audit happened, which means that this issue took place already, but there's a potential for it to happen again. So you've been tasked with initiating an incident response and a digital forensic investigation. So you want to find out how the hell did they get in? So to find that out, it's not about isolating because the issue already happened. We want to find out how did they get in. So in order to do that, we need to investigate. So if you scroll down, it's getting that dump that's going to tell us how the hell did they get in? Well, how the hell did they get our data?
Go ahead, Josh. Sorry, Claudia, you all said.
Yeah, I'm done.
Josh, go ahead. Are you muted?
Yeah, sorry about that. I got a baby in my hand. Yeah, just to kind of follow suit on Claudia, but the big thing is you're looking at the indicators of compromise. So again, since it's already happened, and even in some cases while it's happening, that's another business decision from a manager, but you want to collect those artifacts or what was left, the trail, because odds are they didn't clean up their point of ingression. So finding those indicators of compromise and where those happen. Over.
For me, I don't know. I keep going back to data is your most valuable asset. So if they still stealing some of my information, I feel that it's going to have a bigger impact on the organization. Like more stuff, more data is being compromised. But I do see everyone's point. This is why this is considered a hard question.
So just to follow up on that, and with Rebecca, If you're in an active piece and they're just getting in and you're seeing it, yes, isolate people right now. You see them on your network right now. It's going on right now. You're in the trenches. This is an audit that happened. It said during a routine security
Audit,
this is something that
That's
happened in the past. The
Yeah,
audit.
thank you for that. I missed that aspect because I was looking at the piece of the question, the lower section that talked about the request. So
And
you have
and this
been,
when the cops come, you've already been robbed. Your house
yeah,
is ransacked.
yeah.
You've already been a victim at this point. So you're not stopping anything because it's not live. So
Yeah,
if
no, what Claudia is explaining, at least what resonated with me is the audit portion. It's there at the top. So this isn't about an active, this is something that happened. And so they want to get to the bottom of it at the top. We missed it by focusing on the last paragraph. You have been tasked with the last sentence there. I think that that's the salient point here for me. So thank you, Claudia, for that.
Yes, thank you. Anyone else? I see some hands up. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go. So let's say if we remove where it says you've been tasked with initiating an incident respond, let's say we eliminate the digital forensic investigation, would you still choose answer C as an option?
For me, yes. If we had eliminated that, that's why I was trying to figure out, I was asking, are we initiating the incident response? Because words matter. Are we initiating a incident response, or are we doing an e-discovery? So in this case, if you take the top portion of the question and look at that, in that case, yes, we want to say, if you focus on that, A is not going to be giving us artifacts that we need for any kind of trial. Let me scroll a bit here. 1 second. Yeah. B, your net is your firewall logs or your IDS logs may have something, but the C takes utmost precedence if we are focused on audits, and shutting down wouldn't give you anything either. So yes, if we focused on audit, then without a doubt, C and C alone qualifies.
Well, I don't think isolation is necessarily shutting down a system. I believe if we remove the digital forensic investigation portion, then A encompasses C. That's the way I'm looking at this. I mean,
Good stuff, guys. Let's move to the next one. Anyone else?
What does attribution mean, if anybody knows?
Well, to me, in this case, I understand the question as a certificate being revoked. So if the certificate is not, destroyed or put away, I feel like someone can take that certificate and just say that it belongs to them, kind of like trick the person to. Go ahead, Josh.
In this context, in terms of data attribution, is putting like small amounts of data together to make it a higher classification. So tidbits of, let's say, a classified or secret might not necessarily be secret because you only have small fragments, but once you put those pieces of data together, it makes that attribution over. And then kind of like associated with aggregation.
So not necessarily the data classification, taking the highest the highest classification with in all the data that is aggregated together. Am I not understanding it? Sorry, the question was to you, Josh.
Yeah. Sorry, juggling a newborn.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So I was trying to understand what you said. Are you saying when data is aggregated and the data is made up of elements from different classification, that attribution is talking about the data now assuming a new form and being of the highest classification of all the elements in the data?
When those attributes, to my understanding anyway, when they're aggregated, it raises the classification of said data. The only pieces of this question is the certificate piece, but yeah, we'll see what it is.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Rebecca.
This is how I answer the question. D, I didn't know what attribution was. And in looking, I can't remember for the life of me what NIST 888 is. However, it was talking about, let me scroll back down here, validation of sanitization that had taken place. And if sanitization takes place and you're trying to do validation, in my head, I'm rationalizing that they're trying to make sure that it worked effectively. The sanitization worked effectively. So that led me to data remnants.
What really threw me off was the certificate part. Like, I mean, I also not sure what this is either, but yeah, this completely threw me off here.
So Josh, this was what I was referring to when you explain attribution. So a piece of data that's composed of elements from different classifications. And so it takes on the highest.
It looks like most of us are going with A. Let's see. We got that one right. Let's go with the next one. I might have miscount, but we need a tiebreaker.
Put me up for B.
Right.
So it's actually B. I think this was part of the questions we solved on Friday.
Oh, okay. I wasn't here on Friday. I just did the process of elimination. ISO and 830 didn't seem like it to me. And so I figured maybe it had to be FIPS. I don't know what Octave Allegro is.
All right, B is the answer. Let's see what we got.
Please, what is Octave? Is it a real thing or did they make something up? Sounds more like an opera.
Sounds like a pasta.
I was thinking an operatic performance.
Okay, let's see how we did. So we got 7 out of 10 with the grade. Anyone want to do 5 more?
You got to just hit the red button. Oh, did that give you 5?
Cool. So we got 3. Right. So let's go with C. C is correct. Let's go to the next one. See if we can get this 5 before 9. So A is correct. Show some of the explanation. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go with this. Looks like I bought it twice. 8. Okay, good. Let's see what we got. A is correct. Zoom in here a little bit. All right, it's 9 o'clock. That's it for me. Thank you, everyone, for input and your help with this. It was a good session today.
Yes, sir. Let's all thank Victor and have a great night.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.